Hey everyone, how are you? Happy Wednesday. I first of all just want to say thank you guys for giving this a chance, just giving the opportunity a chance and having just the slightest bit of curiosity, the slightest bit of interest about what this whole thing is and what I do. So first off, like I said, thank you for joining. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here, to just check in and get the down low, right? So I want to start off, of course, with my story, how I got started, how I got to the place that I am now, and how it really is just like anybody else. And I do want to preface this by saying one of the biggest things of this for me is the womanhood, the sisterhood, right? And no matter what our background is, where we come from, how many kids we have, where we live, what we do, there's just something in common, whether we have kids or not, there's just something in common with all of us. And the commonality is that we're a woman, right? And we all, we look for that sisterhood. We look for that sense of community. We look for that sense of accountability, right? And just being a part of something, no matter where we're at in our life, right? 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, wherever, that's something that all women want, right? And this is something that's provided that for me as well. So let's just dive into the nitty gritty, dive into my story, not to waste any time because I know it's a Wednesday night and you guys probably have some big Wednesday night plans, right? Okay, so here we go. So this all starts about 5.5 years ago, okay? 5.5 years ago, I had my first son, Camden. Prior to that, I was a health and fitness director at a post-secondary school, and I taught people how to be personal trainers. So I do have a fitness background, but you do not have to have a fitness background. And actually, none of the coaches on my team have a fitness background, and they're all incredibly successful. So it's not, I'm the only one with a fitness background, so you don't need it. So don't let that skew you or whatnot. So I had a job, full-time job. I was working, my job was an hour away. I worked from anywhere 6, 7 o'clock in the morning till 5 to 7 at night. And got pregnant, had my son Camden, was on my maternity leave, and we realized that all the money that I was going to be making from my full-time job was going to go to daycare, and gas money and mileage on the car and all that, and we just made the decision that I was going to stay home. And so I quit my job and I stayed home. And also when I was able to start working out, and mind you, I was like a gym goer. I lived in a gym, you guys, right? So I liked a gym. I'm also a CrossFit level 1 coach, USA weightlifting. So anyone who comes to me and is like, no, I like working out in the gym, I don't want to do this, I'm like, dude, me too. That's what I did, but that's not what I do now, right? And I would if my kids allowed me to, but that's just not the place in my life where I'm at, okay? So so anyways, I was always a gym person. When I had one kid, it rocked my world. And I'm like, I don't know how to even go out of the house or do anything. I saw a friend of mine who did a program called Insanity, and she had twins and she lost all the baby weight. And I was like, whoa, and it was all from home. And so I'm like, let me try that. And I really didn't even have the money to buy it because we were saving, right? Because I quit my job and it was paycheck to paycheck, we knew what was happening with our money, right? But I, on a whim, just paid for it. Didn't tell my husband. Oops. And I did Insanity. I loved it. I was drinking Shakeology every day, and it was giving me nutrition that I wasn't getting because I wasn't eating as a new mom. It was tough. It was hard. I wouldn't eat breakfast. And so this was something quick for me, and it was easy. It was quick. And it kind of just got me on a path on a little routine, right? And so with the workouts, I lost all my baby weight. I loved it. And I just really like drinking the Shakeology, right? Because it was something simple and easy for me and guaranteed me some nutrition, because otherwise I wasn't really eating well because, like I said, one baby rocked my world. And so my coach asked me to sign up and get a discount. I'm like, yeah, hook it up, girlfriend. because I wanted to keep getting it. So I got a discount. She's like, you can make money. And, I saw my coach now at this point posting about money. And now this takes us, I had my son in March, like come July, we ran out of money. Like at this point, we were like paycheck to paycheck, like whatever we had in savings, we're like, well, this went out the door real fast. And so I had to find something to make a couple extra bucks to help out with the bills, right? And so I decided to actually actively start coaching, right? And coaching is in a sense of like just promoting yourself and selling yourself as living a healthy lifestyle. And it's not like super strict that you can't do anything. It's managing a healthy lifestyle and all while having fun, right? But sharing what works for you. So like I lost 40 pounds of baby weight. And so now I was sharing that with my girlfriends, with friends and family. They all did not jump on board, but don't worry, we'll talk about that. But I was sharing something that had worked for me. I was getting a discount and I was able to start making some money. So after making like $100 a week, I was like, holy shit, like that $100 paid for groceries. That was a big deal. And then making 200, 300 a week, 500 a week, and realizing at that point that I could significantly change this and change my life and change the trajectory of our life. Because at that point, our life was at a standstill, right? There were going to be no vacations unless we saved like a big time for them. There was going to be no fun. There were no extra Target trips. There was nothing extra because it wasn't affordable at that time, right? And, let's fast forward. I had another baby, like 20 months after, like in between. So my boys are 20 months apart. Now we have 2 kids and diapers. That added up, plus formula, like money was piling on. So now really being able to dive into the business side of this, it has significantly changed our life to now at a point of we're able to take vacations and go someplace on a whim, a weekend whim. If we had to buy a new stroller and we just bought it and didn't have to think about it. And that would have been a big deal 5 years ago. Like we would have had to save for it. I'm just thinking of like our air conditioner broke, like household things that have happened where like 5 years ago, we would have been saving to make this or putting it on a credit card. We're able to pay cash for it now because I dove into this and because the tools that my mentor gave me, which are the same tools that I will provide you, it sets you up for success, which is what it did for me. So not only did it set me up for success, but it has allowed me and empowered me to do that for other women. So this business has not just changed our lives financially, but physically, because I'm able to be in good shape while managing 3 kids now, right? And knowing that my health is important and that it's not okay to put myself on the back burner because, if you're a mom, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? And you do have to focus on yourself. But I also want to say that what this community also gave me was just that, a sense of community. When I became a mom and quit my job, I was lost. And it's something I don't think I even realized until I found this, was that I went to being just a mom, right? And that was hard for me. That identity was hard. And I didn't have friends. Like mom group friends or whatever. It was just different and it was hard. And being immersed in a community like this gave me a feeling of me and something that I was doing for me and something that was filling up my cup, filling up my bucket, and a sense of community and surrounded by other women, which, I said this at the beginning, like being empowered by women is a huge thing. And so that sense of community is what not only got me started as well, but it has kept me here, and which makes me share this with other people because I know there's people who are just like me. I know there's people who felt stuck, whether it be physically, financially, emotionally, and I know this was the answer for me for all 3 facets, right? And so I'm offering this opportunity out to you and letting you know that It's not easy. There are going to be certain sacrifices that happen, but those sacrifices all are worth it, and they pay off down the road, right? And again, anything worthwhile is hard work, and and it will be hard work, but it becomes a rewarding work because you think of the lives that you're changing. You think of worst case scenario, you change one life, and that one life could be yours, right? Getting out of a hole, financially setting yourselves up better, just being able to provide, and maybe a couple extra $100 is a big deal to your family, because I know it was for us. And just taking yourself to a financial freedom. And this is an avenue to be able to do that, okay? And the tools are here for you, and that's just a little bit about my story, okay? So, fast forward to where we're at now. I am a top team in the company. We are an elite team, which is a big deal because it's in a 0.01% of the company. So you are in extremely good hands when you get started with us. And I've been a coach for 5 years. I have 3 kids. I have coaches under me who have quit their full-time jobs, who have, made financial freedom for themselves, gotten themselves out of depression, anxiety, are able to have kids because they couldn't afford it before, but they have money now and they're able to have more kids because that's what they wanted. So many great success stories, people who've lost weight, XYZ, just so many different things, okay? So I really cannot wait to just dive in more with you guys and really find out your why, and what even intrigues you just a little bit about this. And I know you're still probably wondering, like, what do you do? And it's all good, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. But I really just wanted to give you my background and how I got from point A to where I am right now and where we're still going to go, okay? So I will hop on tomorrow. We'll talk about exactly what I do so you guys get a full idea. Any questions you have, I'd love for you to post them and ask so I can directly address those. Be sure to introduce yourself in that prior post that I made just so I can get a feel for all you guys who are in here. And again, I can't wait to connect more with you ladies because I've invited each of you here because I see something so special in you. Something special to the fact that you can do this, right? And I like to surround myself with people who are like me because you got that vibe, and I just think, you're fun. So I've invited you for a reason because I do think there's something special within you. So keep that in mind. And again, any questions, let me know. And again, thank you so much for hopping on and checking this out. And I can't wait to spend the rest of the week with you. Bye.